Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Mr. Dan Henry Gonzales will begin discussing about ubiquitous learning through online class discussions. Mr. Gonzales, you may begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be presenting with this title, Ubiquitous Learning Through Online Class Discussions. So quick introduction lang po muna. Ako po nagtuturo sa English Department sa Loyola Schools. So dito po yung aking mga kasama sa department. Nagsimula po ako magturo last 2019. And magiging pangatlong taon ko na po this year. But before that, nagturo din po ako sa Xavier Valley noong 2018. So ito yung aking batchmates. So this school year po, nagtuturo po ako ng 3 subjects. Purposive Communication, it's a language course. Nagturo din po ako ng Global Voices and Encounters. And an elective course, Story and Narrative and Management. So, later po magpo-focus po ako sa isang course dyan, sa 3 yan. Ang ginagamit po pala namin ay Canvas. And then, most of the time po, asynchronous sessions ang aming klase. Bago po ako magpatuloy, gusto ko muna mag-shoutout kay Doc Marts, kay Dr. Isabel Martin, kasi siya po ang nagturo sa amin na i-apply itong Coursera course, E-Learning Ecologies, Innovative Approaches to Teaching and Learning for the Digital Age. So very helpful po siya, kasabay ng ADL. So actually, ang aking sharing po ay magmumula din from the points na natutunan ko sa Coursera course na ito. Kasabay din ng ADL course. So ito po yung parang main text na ginamit namin, E-Learning Ecologies, Principles for New Learning and Assessment ni Bill Kopp and Mary Calancis. So magfo-focus po ako sa itong argument na ito. Online class discussion fared better than oral in-class discussions in terms of, so isa-isahin ko po mamaya. But this is only for my personal experience po. So nagmumula po ako dun sa context na yun. So sa nangyari sa klase ko for the past school year together with this Coursera course and sa ADL course. So, yun po. Okay, so magfo-focus po ako sa course na ito, Story and Narrative in Management. So, this is an elective course. This is usually for second year, third year students. So, ang assumption po dito ay nakuha na nila yung 2 courses na tinuturo ko, yung pang first year, yung Purposive Communication po at Global Voices and Encounters. So ito po yung part ng kanyang course description. So nakafocus po siya sa leadership and management. But it's also offered to other schools. O iba-iba lang po talaga ng focus. Very thankful po ako kay Miss Ian for making this course very coherent. At I'm so thankful kasi kitang-kita po ng mga students. Later, I'll try to present na gustong-gusto po nila yung course. So, ito po yung aking itsura. Ito yung itsura ng aking Module 1. So, may mga discussion boards. Ilan yan? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos may major task. So, pupunta po ako sa ilang pages dyan sa course module na to. And dun ko po i-incorporate yung mga natutunan ko sa Coursera course mula kila Coop and Calancis. Oh, okay. Sorry, narinig niyo po yung Ateneo bell. So I included it also in the sa first page ng aking Module 1. So nakalagay dyan yung mga course objectives. So piniprepare ko na yung student ko what to expect for this module. Ito po, GIF yan, or GIF, GIF. So, dapat nagalaw yan. Pero sa canvas nila, nagalaw yan. So ang aking pong next page after this, for the objectives, ay not related naman po sa content ng course. But this is a prayer of gratitude. So nakalagay po siya bawat module. In a sense, part siya ng discussion board. Kasi kung gumagamit ka ng Canvas, nasa discussion siya. So the idea here is that bawat student ay magko-contribute ng sort of prayer. So 10 points ang task na to under class participation. Kasi sa grading ng course na to ay hiwalay ang class participation at process activities. So later we'll go there then with the process activities. Okay, so ito yung gagawin nila. So they just need to pause for a while and to reflect kung saan sila thankful for today. So may instruction ako na nakalagay sa next slide. So ayan. So ang idea ay they would just share a picture. Pwede mula sa cellphone nila or pwede silang kumuha ng picture sa labas ng bahay nila or pwede silang kumuha sa internet. So idea ay they just need to share a picture of something that makes them, or even someone or somewhere that makes them thankful for today. So ayan. So again, this is not part of the content of the course, but the idea is that they will share something, and that would be a form of a prayer already. So ito yung aking okay. So ito na naman ay mula sa book nila Bill Cobb and Calancis, na sinasabi nila na kasi ang term doon nila Cobb and Calancis ay old school. So sa old school, in class, oral discussion, isa-isa. Like for example, di ba dati mag-a-assign tayo ng prayer leader, and siya yung pupunta sa harapan at siya yung mag-lead ng prayer. But in an online class setting, everyone can lead the prayer. Everyone can participate. So they are contributing dun sa task, dun sa prayer. So yung parang advantage, according to Cope and Calancis, ng online class discussion, because everyone can participate. So going to the argument that I presented later, online class discussion fared better than oral in-class discussion in terms of participation. So, ngayon naman, punta naman tayo sa another page ng Module 1. Now, this one ay regarding sa content na ng course. So, after reading the required text, may discussion on the topic, the narrative concept, narrative. And, by the way, if you notice, pwedeng mag-embed ng Twitter entries sa Canvas. So you can check it out then. So nag-update siya kung pagbukas ng student, kung ano yung latest na nag-tweet sa narrative na lalabas siya. So ito yung instruction for this task. So they need to reflect doon sa discussion namin, and may posted question ako. And I don't put parang word limit kasi module 1 pa to. So, tinitimbang ko pa kung gaano sila paano sila mag-share. Although I'm also testing before na pwede may limit lang. But then I realize sometimes marami silang ideas at iba-iba din kasi yung courses nila. So, ang hirap din i-limit. But then, I'm trying to figure it out then. So they will share in a form of sentence, paragraph. And extra then if they need to embed photo or sound or video. And so they need to post it sa baba. And I put some instructions then just in case mahirapan sila how to post. And then ito yung nilagay ko na importante for this discussion board is that they need to reply at least sa dalawang entry ng classmate nila in a form of affirmation or additional information or even a question. So, dun papasok yung interaction ng mga students. And then ako din, nag-reply din. Once in a while, pero hindi ko kaya lahat. Mahirap, nakaka-overwhelm kapag marami na ring discussion boards. So, usually I give parang mga 10 araw for this task. So, kasama na yung sa pag-post and sa pag-reply sa mga post ng classmates nila. And then sa next slide, ipapakita ko yung aking rubric. So gumamit din ako ng single point rubric na natutunan ko sa ADL course. So kasama dito yung task completion, creativity, yung content, organization, date of submission. So napasa ba nila na may oras pa para sa mga classmate nila na mag-reply? And then, syempre, yung quality ng reply. Yeah. So, going back to Cope and Calancy's, ang advantage ng online class discussion, according to them, ay yung collaboration ng students and teachers and student to student mas emphasize. Unlike kapag sa old school, in class, oral discussion, so parang student mag-reply, magbibigay ng feedback si teacher, and then isa pang student magko-comment. So, mas mataas or mas mabilis at mas maraming opportunities for collaboration sa online class discussion. And yun nga, yun yung nakita ko din sa aking klase. Because the students can read all the posts ng classmates nila and then reply kung sino yung gusto nilang replyan. And then, they can all ask questions. There. So, punta naman tayo okay, so, going back to my argument. So, ayun nga, in terms of collaboration, for me, fared better ang online class discussion. Ngayon naman, ito yung medyo mas magaan. Lighter task compared dun sa 25 points na class discussion kanina. So, ang topic ko dito ay character and storyboard. And they just need to post a picture of a memorable character or a story world base din sa discussion namin before this page. So no need to explain, but they just need to post kung ano mang character yan or story world. So ganun din, 10 days to post for this, but no need to reply sa post ng classmate nila. And ang rubric ay ganito lang kasimple. Task completion, if they post a picture, that's 10 points already. So, mas magaan. So, going back. Okay. So, with this post pala, mas maraming engagement. Notice na ito yung sa what is narrative. Ang estudyante ko lang ay 25. But since they need to reply at least twice, so makikita mo with this 80 posts ng classmate nila, nagdodoble, nagtitriple sila ng reply sa mga classmate nila. So mas mataas yung engagement. And look at this, character plus story world, 40 posts. 25 lang sila. So that means nag-reply din sila sa post ng classmate nila. Well, nag-reply din ako sa mga posts na to, pero konti lang. Usually, I give the feedback sa grading kasi hiwala yon, di ba? Sa, dun sa kanila, ang tawag dun? Sa checkbook. Record book. So, hiwalay siya. So, most of these posts and replies are from students. So, yan. So, going back to the argument na pinresent ko kanina, online class discussion, para sa akin, fared better than oral in-class discussion in terms of participation, collaboration, and yung pangatlo, engagement. So, pakita ko lang yung kunting feedback sa mga students because sa dulo, katulad nung ating ADL course, naglagay din ako ng Padlet and then they just need to post parang before and after the course. And nagulat ako because in this particular IEE course, they focused on discussion boards na they feel na hindi siya ganun ka-intimidating, hindi siya ganun parang ka-burden sa kanila. But actually, mas ramdam nila yung community that they can, they can read their classmate posts. Everyone can read and then can reply as well. So, ayun, let me read one. Before this course, I used to think the discussion board can't be fun. But this class proved this wrong. Na they can be creative, they are free to share their ideas. And babalik pa rin talaga dun sa structure ng discussion boards kung malinaw yung gagawin nila, yung rubric, kung ano yung paano sila i-assess sa task na yun. So, yan. So, wrapping it up, I just want to repeat this parang points na natutunan ko with my ADL course and the Coursera course and together also with my teaching this time na online ang setup. Online classroom class discussion fared better than oral in-class discussion in terms of participation, collaboration, and engagement. So yun. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Sir Gonzales. That was very, very insightful. So, discussion boards are definitely part of the norm now. So, thank you for adding your own insights and learnings as to how to make it more engaging to your students. So, if anyone has questions, feel free to raise your hand and unmute your mic, or you can also send it directly to the chat box. Or if you're feeling a bit shy, you can also send it to me. So, opening the floor now to any questions or any insights you might want to share. Okay,
Thank you, Ms. Ines.
So I have a question from the audience here. They are asking if the theory is applicable to the workforce and not just the students.
Some workforce po. Kaya, do we have a particular context?
If the person who asked the question would like to provide more context. But yes, for the workforce, let's assume for teachers or for graduate students.
Ano po ulit yung tanong? Di ba ito po ba yung sa theory, yung sa Copen Calansis? Tama po ba?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Apo, kasi ang idea po nila Cope and Clancy is na parang we're moving from this new school na parang we can learn anytime, anywhere. And usually, lalabas po yan in terms of like, for example, this discussion boards, online classroom discussion board. So, anytime, pwede silang mag-reply. So, parang may allotted time lang for them to participate in that discussion board. So, mas flexible po sa time. Mas iniintindi yung internet connection ng mga participants. Mas iniintindi po yung work schedule ng mga participants. So, I think very applicable din po. And let me add din po na itong online classroom discussion is very similar sa nangyayari ngayon sa social media na, di ba, pag nag-post yung kaibigan mo, you can put comment anytime, kahit mga 3 days tapos na yung post niya. You can like the post, you can reply, you can go back. Actually, nangyari nga po yan, diba, sa Facebook kapag may mga nag-reply sa mga posts nila, like years before that. So, nababalikan yung post. So, parang ganun din po yung concept ng new school na to, na they can reply, they can participate, they can collaborate anytime, anywhere.
Thank you, sir, for that answer. So we have another question from the audience. Did you have a discussion board every week? What were your other requirements in the course? My experience was I learned a lot through their post, but it also took a lot of time to read through. So this is from Ma'am Abigail Te.
Yes po. So, babalik po ako dun sa term na every week kasi hindi po kasi diba sa ADL we don't speak of like per week, but we speak of learning hours. Pero in my case po, naka-structured siya na lalabas yung per module. Like for example, this summer term intersession. Just konti lang yung time. So every week po siya. But then 4 modules lang ang meron kami. Kasi I'm also considering then yung workload ng students. Tsaka may iba pa rin siyang subjects na kinukuha. So going back to the question, kung may kung may discussion board ba ako every week, the answer is yes. But I'm considering yung workload ng students. So let me share yung aking sample ng aking module. So share ko lang po. This one. So ito yung tsura po ng aking modules. So mapapansin niyo po sa module 1, meron akong 25 points, 20 points, 10 points. So nabanggit ko po kanina na medyo mas light yung 10 points. Pagdating po ng aking module 2, which is the week after ng module 1, meron din po akong discussion boards, pero mga 10 points lang. In other words, mas madali lang yung task. Like, they need to share a picture or brief answer lang to the classroom discussion question. So, this discussion question. So, inaalat ko din yung bigat ng discussion board na parang may breather sa module 2 since they are doing their major task 1A during this week, during module 2 week nila. And then medyo bibigat ulit ng onte pagdating ng module 3. So may mga 20 points, may 20 points, 20 points. So longer answers yung hiningi ko for that. So parang spacing lang. Like sa social media din, diba? Parang may post ka na sobrang dami nagpa-participate, tapos may mga post na parang light lang din yung participation.
Okay, thank you for that sharing, for that additional answer. So we have another question from Ma'am Sarah de los Reyes. How do you measure the engagement? Is it just the comments on the discussion board?
How do I measure the engagement? Well, syempre kasama din po yon yung sa post nila. And then sa quality din po ng post. Kasi kita naman din po kung may clean lang yung reply and may clean lang din yung parang comment to other classmates posts. So yun po. Well, kasama na rin siguro din yung sa specific context ko kasi sa Canvas may analytics. So makikita ko doon kung gaano karami yung time na in-spend nila sa Canvas. And then also papasok din po yung importance ng peer assessment kapag may mga major tasks na they need to produce. And usually po kasi ang aking mga discussion boards ay connected sa major tasks. So they need to do very well sa discussion board para maging okay ang kanilang major task. So parang make sure na dapat connected sila lahat. So yun.
Thank you, sir. So we have not a question, but they want to thank you, Sir Dan, for making them rethink some of their discussion boards. So we don't have to drop discussion boards just because students don't want them. They just have to be more creative and interesting. So thank you, sir, for that.
Thank you po, Doc Sian. Thank you, Irish.
Does anyone else have additional questions or insights? Feel free to unmute or feel free to message me or to message directly in the chat box.
Thank you po. Thank you, Ms. Abigail. So, by the way, gusto ko lang din pong i-address yung some comments. I think mahalaga po talaga. Kaya ako naglalagay din ng prayer of gratitude and medyo tinotone down ko po yung parang affective filter or yung parang level of anxiety ng student. Kasi ang hirap mag-open up kapag sa online classroom discussion. So, feeling ko mahalaga that the students could feel na welcome sila sa course. So that when they share sa classroom discussion board, mas madali because they know that it's a safe place to share. And sometimes, if the post would be too sensitive, they would email me right away. They would just email me instead of posting it, and I completely understand. Lalo na pag sa purposive communication na they are sharing about themselves. And ayun. So mahalaga yung level of trust for this kind of setup for them to open.
I think we can all agree that definitely trust and empathy is very important in our context now. Thank you for that, Sir Dan. So,
thank you po, Ms.
If anyone else has any questions or insights they would like to share, please don't feel shy. We still have a bit of time left, so we have room for one more question. So if we don't have any other questions, I think it's time to express our genuine gratitude to our speaker, Sir Dan.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Thank you
and
so
thank you
much.
to Tats and sa inyo lahat.
Thank you for the wonderful talk. So,
thank you, Cams.
For now, we can begin moving to our next rooms. Or if you would, if you're next speaker, if you're interested in the next speaker or the next talk, feel free to stay in room 7. And we will begin at exactly 3:30 for our next sharing. Thank you.